What's up everybody, Random Hero 2012 here. I haven't posted on YouTube for a while, so hello, I'm back. I just wanted to post a updated video on loadouts that I'm using in Warzone currently. I haven't posted one in a little while. Obviously the meta has shifted and changed quite a bit. DMR is no longer dominating the fields. I thought it was pointless doing an updated video then, until I had played with some other guns and found out what seemed to work for me personally. So coming up, I'm going to run through all my classes, all my builds, attachments. Yeah, hopefully it helps. Hopefully you guys can try them out for yourself. Tell me what you think. Leave comments for any improvements. And yeah, enjoy. Okay, so here we are. We got all my loadouts here on the screen, so I'm going to run through the reasons why I would use it, what attachments I'm running on them currently. I find all of these sort of perform the best for the way I play. Obviously everyone's got their own play style, so it's going to be a little bit different depending how you play, whether you're a bit more pushy, whether you want to hang back and be a sniper. Yeah, so basically I don't do the whole like sitting in corners, camping buildings, so you won't see a lot of classes that really benefit that. But first off, we've got my primary loadout, which I tend to use most of the time, which is the AMAX and the Cold War MP5. I choose the Cold War MP5 over the regular MP5, mainly because of the time to kill and the performance of it. The Modern Warfare MP5 is still really solid. Don't get me wrong, that gun still slaps. But seriously, if you use this build on the Cold War MP5, you'll be laughing. Right, so AMAX MP5. I use the Shadow Realm blueprint and then build around that just because I like the colourful bullets. So we've got the monolithic suppressor, the XRK Zodiac barrel, the VLK optic, Commando foregrip, and the 45 round mag. Obvious reasons, as in with the last video. So monolithic suppressor obviously gives you sound suppression and does your bullet velocity and everything. So that's going to be essential on most of the guns that I run, just to keep me off of the minimap and get that extra bit of velocity going. VLK on most of it, just for that's going to be the same. I'm just going to go through some of the common attachments now, so I don't have to keep repeating the same things. VLK gives you that extra little bit of range. It's still quick and snappy, allows you to really get that beam on people. Magazine size, you can only go up to the 45 on the AMAX, so we go with that. That's more than enough for a squad wipe if you're hitting your shots. And lastly, the Commando foregrip. This is going to be really down to individual preference. I currently play on mouse and keyboard. I believe in the last video I was still on Xbox on controller, but I have moved to PC now. I find the Commando foregrip fits mouse really well, although when I was on controller, if I swapped to controller, I would normally use the Merc or Ranger. Have a play with it, see what fits in the best for you. Then we got the Cold War MP5, which I am using the Widowmaker blueprint. So it looks like that. We got the Agency suppressor, same reasons as the monolithic. The 9.5 Task Force, which is the last barrel you unlock. I've seen some people running with things like the Ranger. I prefer the Task Force, personally. Once again, play with both, see what you get on with. We go with the no stock option for the extra mobility. If I'm using the MP5, I'm going to be wanting to move quick, appear where the enemy doesn't expect you to appear, etc. So beyond that, have that on there so I can slide cancel like a madman and get some real speed going across Verdansk. Field Agent grip. It's going to be between the Bruiser or the Field Agent on this. I've not really played too much with the Bruiser grip. I believe, according to true game data, it's broken. And I think JGod as well has confirmed that it's broken. Actually gives you more recoil control. I feel happier with the Field Agent on there over the Bruiser. it's personal preference. This is what I use. Obviously everyone's going to be different. Let me know your thoughts in the comments if you've used both extensively. We've got the 50 round drum. So although I haven't actually got it unlocked on here, the fast mag, according to various sources, the actual 50 round drum actually reloads quicker than the fast mag. This will be the case for a lot of Cold War weapons. What they're showing on the screen isn't necessarily what they're doing in game. So yeah, 50 round drum, and that is that class. You notice I haven't got any lasers or anything. I've built it for speed but without the lasers. I find if there's an attachment where I can enhance the speed and ADS of something without giving my position away, that works better for me. So next up we have the FFAR and Kar98 class. Now Kar98 I've used in a certain way for a long time, as in with the last video. I watched a video from Iceman Isaac fairly recently, which had me change one attachment, which was just the stock. And mate, it makes a hell of a difference. It goes from moving around all like that to just being steady. With this class I've hit shots that I wasn't hitting before. So once again, monolithic suppressor. We've got the 27.6 inch barrel, which is the longest one, for that enhanced range, damage, etc. This is a gun I will use a tac laser on. As it's a sniper, you can only see the tac laser from a certain distance. The distance I'm engaging with the Kar98 isn't going to matter. They're not going to see it, but potential enemies that you don't know are there could see it. But it just makes it overall more snappy and quick for me. Now this is the one that's contested by a lot of people. I use the sniper scope, specifically the Black Tie Affair variant, just because around the base of the scope it's a lot thinner on the Black Tie Affair, so you don't take up as much of your screen. You can still kind of see left and right of you and make sure no one's sneaking up on you. Some people will swear by, and I mean absolutely passionately swear by, the variable zoom scope. Although this is good for obviously the distance you can engage with the Kar98, I personally find it slows the gun down too much for my liking. I want those really snappy, quick reflex shots. I can't achieve that with the variable. So I stick with the regular sniper scope, and then yeah, lastly, the stock, which is the precision stock. The stability on this thing is ridiculous. Normally with like Modern Warfare attachments, the aim and stability doesn't really do too much. It's not super noticeable. On this stock for the Kar98, it's a game changer, and it doesn't affect the ADS speed too much, so we keep that on there. I pair that with the FFAR, which is fastly becoming my new favourite gun. That's the build I use for it. I have nicked the blueprint, just for colour more than anything. But we have the agency suppressor, if I can talk English today, that would be handy. The 19.5 task force. I've been playing between the Ranger and the task force again on this gun. I don't notice too much difference. I just seem to have better time to kill with the task force. I don't know if that's just in my head or whether that's a genuine thing, but that's how I like to run it. Almost sort of in between, like a assault rifle SMG hybrid. We got the combat stock, which gives you shoot and move speed, so when you aim down sight you can get that left right strafe going nicely, which makes you a harder target to hit ultimately. At the speed this gun melts, it doesn't matter too much, but if you're hitting your shots, it's just handy to have that option there if you're missing a few. Bruiser grip, as we explained earlier, that attachment is broken. It helps with your horizontal and vertical recoil more than the field agent, so stick with that. And then you've got the biggest mag on this, which is the 50 round. I put the fast mag on. To be honest, there's no real difference in reload speed between the 50 round and the fast mag. Personal preference, I put the fast mag on there because if it is slightly quicker I'd rather have it. But that's my FFAR build. Now we got this one, which is the Tundra. from Black Ops with the FFAR. So the FFAR is the same build, so I'm not going to recover that. This I'm still leveling up. I haven't got all the attachments that I want for it. I've got the barrel off of a blueprint, and the rest of it is stuff that I've unlocked. Once I've fully leveled this up, I may revisit it and have the proper build that I want on it, once I've had a chance to use it with all the attachments unlocked, so I can find the best one for you. So we'll do a separate video on that one. FFAR, same build, no difference, no need to worry there. This one's been surprisingly good. The M4 has been just consistent throughout each season of Warzone. I've got the break-up blueprint, which fires pink bullets, so you control your enemies at the same time as frying them. This is the loadout I use on the M4. Monolithic suppressor again. I use the Corvus over the M16 barrel. Now I think the M16 does do slightly better damage and range, but it's also a lot slower. The Corvus, on the other hand, is quite quick, snappy. I mean, it doesn't have the stopping power of the FFAR or the AMAX, but you're still going to absolutely melt people with it. It works very effectively. But yeah, that's Corvus. Then the VLK again, that'll be on most of my long range ARs. You've got your Commando foregrip, once again, depends on how you play and what you're comfortable doing. Biggest mag, 60 round mag on there. I've seen people rocking the 50 rounds just for the bit quicker movement speed. To be honest, I'm happy to lose that movement speed for the extra 10 rounds. That I'm pairing with the MP5, which we've already explained and gone through, so I'm not going to go through that one again. For my next class, it's kind of an experimental build. I'm still leveling up the weapons. I think it will be a really solid class once I can get all the attachments that I want. So we've got the Stoner 63, which needs a lot of work. I'm not even going to go through the attachments on it because I've not got half of them unlocked, and that isn't my final build. The Bullfrog actually has the highest damage multiplier for headshots out of all the SMGs, and you can expand it up to, I think it's an 84 round drum on one of these ones. I've got the 65 speed on there at the minute, but even at this level where I haven't got everything unlocked that I want to run the class, it fries. Like, the thing melts, which is surprising because it's basically just the PP19 Bison from Modern Warfare, but it's not a pea shooter. And with the big old 85 drum, that wiping teams in quads even isn't a problem. Next up we have the AMAX Duf Duf. I'm excited to talk about this one, to be honest. AMAX is the same build as before. I've just put some stickers on it to make it look pretty. It's got a little cat on the side. Exactly the same, no different from the first one. I'm surprised, and genuinely surprised, I haven't seen more people run in this shotgun yet. This thing is broken. With this exact build, agency choke, reinforced heavy barrel. I mean, you can even stick the Ranger on there if you want. I've gone for the extra fire rate and damage range. Ranger is a bit more damage range, but not as fast on the fire rate. I could always go for the hammer forged if I really wanted to, just to get it firing quicker, but that seems to tick both boxes for me. We do have a laser on this one, mainly because it's a shotgun and it's going to be fired from the hip quite a lot. I find it's just so much more stable and easier to predict where your bullets are going, your shells are going, with the laser. No stock on it for that extra mobility, 12 round tube, so you've just got a few extra bullets to fire out at your enemies before you have to reload. You'll find that this can 1-tap, 2-tap people, depending on the range you're on. I've even seen it do sort of 30 meters, 3 or 4 shots. It's almost like the Origin 12 on steroids, when the Origin 12 was in its prime. But yeah, give that one a go if you don't mind running shotguns. Yeah, that's handy. It's great for clearing room campers or loft campers. You got the Ram 7 Ghost. Ram 7 has been one of my favourite weapons since it came on the game. It's got one of the best stopping powers out of all the ARs. The only thing that's kind of beating it for me now is the FFAR is creeping up. I'm not 100% sure. Every class that I would run the Ram 7 on, I seem to be running the FFAR on now. So I'll take you through my build anyway. This is one of my builds. This is the 2.0 build. Monolithic, FSS Ranger, Ranger foregrip, 50 round mag, and Stippy Grippy, because that just helps with the ADS speed. The Ram 7's recoil pattern is really odd compared to a lot of guns, so nearly every gun in this game either goes directly up or up and to the right. The Ram 7 actually goes up and to the left, so you're pulling down and right on your stick or mouse. If you can get used to it, the gun's a lifesaver. I always use that iron sight. This is more sort of a close to mid-range option as opposed to a long-range beamer. It's a bit more SMG kind of. We've got the MP5 Ghost, so that's what I'll run through as well. I've kind of skipped over my fully loaded Ghost class. So these are all built for certain situations, depending on the circle, where the circle's landing. If you're coming in from Gulag and you're going to have a gun with no bullets, etc. So that's obviously close range SMG. I've got the Ram Jam Cali sticks on there just for a bit of extra speed when I'm running away. And lastly, we have probably my favourite, second favourite maybe, to the Car 98 class. Once again, same FFAR build, but with the HDR, which the HDR is my favourite sniper. I've also put fully loaded on it, which means I used to have no perk on it. I used to have ammunition, so we'd normally run the 9-round mag. I found recently it's more valuable to grab a gun, a sniper with an AR, and you've got full ammo on it, just so you can get straight into a fight. As soon as you grab your loadout, you can ping the guys who are peeking you as you've dropped back in from the Gulag. That's how I run it. The only change I do really make to it is the reticle. I always go for that second one. I find it's a lot cleaner than the original default scope for it. Once again, we got my little panda on there. Right, yeah, so class options. So depending where the circle is, where you are in the game, will change what loadout I go for. First loadout, if we can get one before first circle, I will normally end up with something like the FFAR Car 98. Most of the time I'll pick the AMAX because I love the AMAX, and that hasn't just been a thing since the meta shifted. I've been using the AMAX solidly since it launched. I used to tell people how good the gun was, no one ever wanted to listen to me, and now everybody's using it and going, wow, this is amazing. Really, it's going to be how I feel on the night. First few games I'll flick through loadouts, see what I'm feeling that particular day, what I'm running with good. That one I'm not really using, it's just there so I can update it as I go. Fully loaded Ghost will always be my second loadout. I've also built it in a way where I can actually use it if needed. If I'm dropping in from the Gulag or something, I've got a gun which can cover long range, mid range, and have your full amount of bullets. That's the biggest thing. You come in straight from the Gulag, you have nothing. You get your gun, you try dive straight for your loadout that's there. You pick up your guns, you've got one mag on each gun if you go for an overkill. And it's just not worth it in my opinion. You get in one fight and your ammo is spent. So we've got fully loaded Ghost. That is a growl, which obviously has the fully loaded perk on it. And also, if you weren't aware, if you build a pistol with fully loaded on it, that counts as SMG ammo. So for your typical AR SMG pusher class, you grab your Ghost, and at the same time you're getting full ammo on both of your overkill guns. That's why I run it. A lot of people on the old perks, I always tend to run EOD overkill amped and EOD Ghost amped, depending on what class I'm grabbing. I choose EOD over double time just because I would rather have defense from grenade or rocket spam over being able to move a little bit quicker. I mean, it'd be handy to move a bit quicker sometimes, but that's why I normally have my secondary SMG shotguns built for speed, so I've got a weapon to switch to run quick. Or, as you know, the old trick, if you have a cluster strike, for example, or an airstrike, you can swap to that just to get a bit of extra speed. No point in running cold-blooded anymore or anything. I think that has about covered it. So those are the current classes I'm using. I hope it has helped in some way, shape or form. And yeah, build them up, have a play with them, suggest any improvements. Let me know what you are all using currently. It'd be great to hear from you in the comments. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you. You can catch me live on Twitch. I do stream on there 3 to 4 times a week. I had a nice little break because I had the arrival of my little baby daughter. But I'm finding a bit more time again and energy again to be able to get back on the streaming grind. So on Twitch, it will be twitch.tv/randomhero2012. Give us a follow and we'll see you live. You can ask any questions, make any suggestions over there. In the meantime, stay safe everybody. Have a great weekend and we'll see you soon. Bye guys.